Bus stations and means of public transport have been discovered to be one of the leading spreaders of the COVID-19 virus currently in the country, as observed by the Ministry of Health, in trying to reduce the further spread of the disease, especially those using public transport. Three institutions, namely the Road Transport Safety Agency-RTSA, the Ministry of Health and the Zambia Public Relations Association, ZAPRA, have stepped up efforts in dealing with the pandemic, closing some of the interventions that have been put in place in fighting the disease. During an engagement meeting which was held in Lusaka, RTSA Public Relations Manager Frederick Mubanga, who spoke on behalf of the agency CEO, has stressed that COVID-19 has negatively affected the country's public transport system.
Number of COVID-19 cases in the country poses a very great challenge to Zambia's public transport system, a situation that calls for heightened application of public health measures with regards to public transportation, which are anchored on 1, no overloading of passengers, 2, mandatory masking by drivers, conductors, and passengers, 3, frequent and routine sensitization, as well as sanitizing of public passenger vehicles. Number 4, provision of hand washing materials and hand sanitizers. And lastly, mandatory temperature reading. We therefore want to implore all owners of these public service vehicles to go an extra mile and play a role in providing such facilities, because this is a multifaceted approach that is required to tackle the COVID-19 pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, we do not need to drop the guard now. Failure to adhere to public health guidelines may be catastrophic and affect the results of the economy. This may result into the economic decay, even the delivery of essential products.
And ZAPRA President Irene Chipili has called for an intensified multi-sectorial approach in supplementing government's efforts to fight the pandemic.
Ladies and gentlemen, we need to continue with this multi-sectorial approach which government has been using since the pandemic outbreak to supplement all these efforts that are in place. In this vein, then, we need to strengthen efforts to address the fight or the outbreak of this disease in identifying super spreaders.
And Ministry of Health spokesperson Dr. Abel Caballo had this appeal to make.
This fight of COVID-19 cannot be done by the ministry alone. It requires the efforts of all stakeholders. And of course, today we've got the public relations practitioners and communicators and RTSA who have joined in this fight, and of course not forgetting our fourth estate, the media.
During the same meeting, over 1,000 face masks have been distributed among bus drivers, conductors and some commuters. Meanwhile, Zambia in the last 24 hours has recorded 59 confirmed cases of COVID-19 deaths and 2 related cases, bringing the total number to 61. Musole Mugara reporting for Movie TV in Lusaka.